There's a person who gets under your skin in a way that feels almost unreasonable. Maybe it's the coworker who never stops talking about their achievements. Maybe it's the friend who always needs attention. Or maybe it's someone online whose confidence feels strangely offensive. You tell yourself, I just don't like people like that. And yet, you keep thinking about them long after the conversation ends. That lingering irritation is the interesting part. Most annoyances fade quickly, but some people seem to hook into us. Their voice echoes in our mind. We replay what they said. We imagine what we should have said back. It's as if a simple encounter has touched a hidden nerve. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, believed that these moments can reveal something important. He called it the shadow. The shadow is the part of ourselves that we push out of awareness. It contains qualities we learned were unacceptable, embarrassing, selfish, weak, aggressive, needy, or even powerful. Instead of recognizing these traits in ourselves, we bury them. But buried things don't disappear. They wait in the dark. Jung noticed that we often project the shadow onto other people. Projection means we unconsciously place our own hidden qualities onto someone else. We see them out there, rather than in here. This doesn't mean that annoying people are innocent or that your feelings are imaginary. It means that the intensity of your reaction may be carrying a second message, one about you. Imagine a woman who becomes furious whenever someone sets a boundary. If a friend says, I can't meet tonight, she feels rejected and offended. On the surface, she thinks, people are becoming so selfish. But beneath that reaction may be a hidden truth. She has spent her whole life ignoring her own needs. She never says no. She never rests. The selfishness she condemns in others may be the healthy self-protection she never allowed herself. Or think about a man who cannot stand arrogant people. Every confident person seems unbearable to him. He rolls his eyes at successful colleagues and mocks anyone who promotes their work. Yet deep down, he secretly wishes he could be seen. He wants to speak up, create something meaningful, and take up space. Because he has rejected his own ambition, he experiences it as arrogance whenever he sees it in someone else. This is where the idea becomes uncomfortable. The people who trigger us most may be showing us a quality we have disowned. Sometimes it's a negative quality we refuse to admit. Sometimes it's a positive quality we believe we're not allowed to have. Think about your own life. Is there someone who seems unbearably lazy? Could there be a part of you that is exhausted and desperate for rest? Is there someone who seems too emotional? Could there be feelings you've been holding back for years? Is there someone whose freedom irritates you? Could there be a life you secretly wish you had the courage to live? Jung once suggested that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. Notice that he didn't say everything we notice. He said everything that irritates us. The emotional charge matters. When a reaction feels bigger than the situation, the shadow may be involved. A useful way to see this is through a simple example. Picture two people hearing the same coworker brag about a promotion. One person shrugs and moves on. The other feels angry for the rest of the day. The difference isn't the coworker. The difference is the emotional wound that was touched. Maybe the second person feels overlooked. Maybe they were taught that wanting recognition is shameful. The bragging becomes a mirror, reflecting a desire they can barely admit to themselves. Of course, not every criticism is projection. If someone is cruel, manipulative, or abusive, your discomfort may be an accurate response to harmful behavior. Shadow work is not about blaming yourself for everything. It's about becoming curious when your reaction seems unusually intense. The question is not, is this person perfect? The question is, why does this affect me so deeply? So what do you do when you discover a shadow? First, pause before judging. The next time someone annoys you, ask yourself, what exactly bothers me? Not the person as a whole, but the specific trait. Is it their confidence, their neediness, their laziness, their control, their sensitivity? Second, ask, where does this exist in me? This can be hard. Maybe you have the same trait and refuse to see it. Or maybe you have the opposite problem. You are so identified with being generous that you deny your selfish side. So identified with being strong that you deny your vulnerable side. The shadow often contains the qualities that would make us more balanced if we allowed them into consciousness. Third, bring compassion instead of shame. The goal isn't to expose yourself and feel terrible. The goal is to become whole. Jung believed that psychological growth happens when we stop pretending we are only one thing. A healthy person can be kind and assertive, humble and confident, caring and capable of saying no. Many people spend years fighting the same types of people over and over. They change jobs, friendships, relationships, even cities, and still meet someone who triggers the same reaction. It's like life keeps sending the same lesson wearing different faces. The shadow follows us until we are willing to look at it. And here's the surprising relief. When you begin to recognize your shadow, other people lose some of their power over you. The bragging coworker may still be annoying, but they no longer consume your thoughts. The critical relative may still criticize, but their words don't hook into the same hidden wound. You become less reactive because you are no longer at war with the parts of yourself you've been trying to bury. The person who annoys you most might not be your enemy. They might be an unwelcome messenger. They stand in front of you holding a mirror, and the mirror reflects something you have forgotten, rejected, or hidden. That reflection can be painful, but it can also be the beginning of freedom. So tonight, think of the person you can't stop complaining about. The one who irritates you instantly. The one whose behavior seems to follow you into your thoughts. If that person were a mirror instead of a problem, what part of yourself would you finally have to see? If this idea stayed with you, share your answer in the comments. And if you're ready to keep exploring the hidden parts of the mind, the next video will take you even deeper.